first guest tonight is an actor, author, talk show host, and has her own line of premium pot. Please welcome Whoopi Goldberg.
When you think the shrews of The View couldn't sink any lower, they go and surprise you by mocking a cute little child. Apparently, Elon Musk's 4-year-old son, X.
Whoopi Goldberg never saw this coming. One moment, she was voicing her opinions on The View.
I respect everything everyone is saying to me, and I don't want to fake apologize. I'm very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying.
The next, she was at the center of a legal storm that would change everything. But this wasn't just any controversy. It involved one of the most powerful men in the world, Elon Musk. As courtroom drama unfolded, tension skyrocketed, and when the judge finally handed down the shocking 15-year sentence, Whoopi's reaction stunned everyone. What led to this jaw-dropping moment? And how did Musk's victory play a role? Stay tuned. This story is just getting started. Whoopi Goldberg versus Elon Musk, the joke that sparked a firestorm. For Whoopi Goldberg, it started as just another casual conversation on The View. The ladies sat around their table, coffee in hand, discussing the latest trending topics with their usual unfiltered commentary. That day's discussion took an unexpected turn when the subject of unusual baby names came up. Naturally, Elon Musk's son's name, XAE12, became a topic of debate.
Okay, here's what has a lot of people talking. Elon Musk and Grimes, of course, welcoming their first child together this week. And soon after, they revealed the baby's name. It is spelled XAEA12.
It's a name that has sparked countless discussions, jokes, and even memes. Some say it sounds like a secret code. Others compare it to a high-tech gadget model. And Whoopi? She couldn't resist adding her take. With a chuckle, she threw in a light-hearted jab, saying she didn't name the child and didn't want to hear any more about bizarre baby names. At first, it seemed harmless, just another off-the-cuff remark from a TV personality known for speaking her mind. But little did she know that those few words would ignite an online firestorm like never before. The moment Whoopi's words aired, the internet erupted. Social media turned into a war zone, with people from all sides weighing in. Fans, critics, and even some of her longtime supporters were taken aback. Some brushed it off as a joke, but others saw it as a direct insult, not just to Elon Musk, but to his child. And if there's one thing people have learned about Musk, it's that he doesn't take attacks on his family lightly. Twitter exploded with reactions, and outrage spread like wildfire. Was Whoopi simply expressing an opinion, or was this a step too far? Some argued that celebrities should be free to joke about anything, while others demanded accountability. The tension kept building until something happened that took everything to another level. Musk himself decided to step in. And if there's one thing about Musk, he doesn't do silence. People waited, some expecting him to brush it off, others anticipating a response. And then, boom. Musk's reaction hit the internet like a lightning bolt. In a scorching social media post, he called out Whoopi and her co-hosts, accusing them of outright bullying. He slammed The View for mocking a child on national television, calling it disgusting, and saying it exposed their true colors for the world to see. His words sent shockwaves across social media. Within seconds, his tweet was everywhere. Screenshots flooded timelines, retweets surged by the second, and the internet instantly split into two opposing camps. On one side, Whoopi's defenders claimed she was just speaking her mind. On the other, Musk's supporters called for accountability, slamming The View for crossing the line. But here's the thing. Elon Musk wasn't done. Instead of letting the controversy die down, he turned up the heat. He didn't just call out Whoopi, he put the entire show under the microscope. According to him, this wasn't just about a joke, it was about a larger issue. He accused The View of being nothing more than a scripted platform designed to push personal agendas, disguising entertainment as open discussion. And Musk wasn't just talking. He came with receipts, screenshots, old clips, past statements. He laid out everything for the public to see. It wasn't just Whoopi or her co-hosts in the crosshairs anymore. He was dragging the entire network into the controversy.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
And behind the scenes, reports swirled that executives were in full-blown panic mode, scrambling to contain the fallout before things spiraled completely out of control. But if they thought Musk was backing down, they were in for a rude awakening. Because just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more intense, Elon Musk tweeted and fired back. But what he said next, well, that's where everything took a turn no one expected. What shocking revelation did Musk unleash that sent the internet into chaos? Stay locked in because this is about to get very interesting. The View in crisis, Elon Musk's feud sparks media war. Behind the scenes, chaos was erupting at The View. Producers were scrambling, PR teams were in full meltdown mode, and ABC executives? They were losing their minds. Every attempt at damage control seemed to backfire, like a game of whack-a-mole. Just as they put out one fire, another blazed even hotter. At the center of the storm, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, two of the most recognizable faces on the panel, are now facing backlash from all sides. Social media had turned against them with a vengeance. People weren't just reacting to this controversy. They were digging deep, resurfacing old clips, twisting past statements, and painting a picture of a much bigger problem. Every joke, every heated debate, every offhand remark they had ever made was being dissected under the harshest possible light. This wasn't just about Elon Musk's son anymore. Suddenly, their entire careers were on trial in the court of public opinion. And the worst part? Even some of their fans were turning on them. At first, ABC seemed confident they could weather the storm. They had survived scandals before. But this time was different. This wasn't just a public outcry. It was an all-out media war. And the man on the other side was someone they never should have underestimated. If there's one thing everyone knows about Musk, it's that he doesn't take attacks on his family lightly. This wasn't just another CEO with a PR team issuing a carefully worded statement. This was the man who owns Twitter. The man who could turn a single tweet into a digital tsunami. The second he fired back at The View, the internet exploded. His brutal response didn't just call out Whoopi and Joy. It set the entire show on fire. And Musk wasn't just reacting. He was orchestrating. He knew exactly what he was doing, and the fallout was escalating faster than anyone at ABC had predicted. Sponsors were watching. Viewers were turning away. And Musk? He wasn't letting up. Instead of moving on, he kept pushing, making sure the controversy didn't just fade into the background like so many others before it. But what really sent shockwaves through the media was what came next. This was no longer just about a tasteless joke or a TV personality stepping over the line. This was a battle over influence, over control, over the very narratives being pushed in mainstream media. And for the first time in a long time, it looked like The View wasn't the one in control. Musk had receipts, screenshots, old clips, proof. He wasn't just making claims, he was laying out the evidence for the world to see. And behind the scenes, ABC executives were scrambling for damage control. But the real question was, could they contain this? Or was the downfall of The View already inevitable? Stay locked in, because what happened next changed everything. ABC in turmoil, the scandal shaking the network to its core.
And the lovely View, the ABC News that just can't do enough to help the Biden administration and Liz Cheney and the rest of it, Whoopi Goldberg. This is like eerie to see now.
ABC executives were already walking on thin ice with the controversies surrounding The View, and this latest scandal only made things worse. Behind closed doors, frantic meetings were held. The stakes were higher than ever, and whispers circulated that the network was seriously considering cutting ties with Whoopi Goldberg. After all, having one of the most influential men in the world take legal action against your star host wasn't just bad press. It was a financial and reputational nightmare. Meanwhile, Whoopi found herself in the eye of a storm unlike any she had faced before. It wasn't just the relentless public backlash, it was the growing distance from her own colleagues. Some of her co-hosts had reportedly been uncomfortable with the joke from the beginning. Now, as the lawsuit gained momentum, they saw an opportunity to protect themselves. Rumors surfaced that Whoopi had been brushing off the controversy behind the scenes, refusing to take it seriously, even making jokes about the situation. But outside the studio, the damage was spreading like wildfire. Musk's legal team was relentless, closing in fast, and reports suggested they weren't just aiming for an apology. They were seeking millions in damages. And not just for Musk himself. There was talk of legal action from his companies and business partners, turning what began as a media controversy into a potentially ruinous legal battle. Whoopi's career, reputation, and legacy were all on the line. And then, just when it seemed like things couldn't spiral further out of control, the unthinkable happened. Her colleagues started leaking private conversations to the press. An anonymous source claimed Whoopi had been dismissing the controversy in private, refusing to acknowledge the weight of her words. The revelation sent the media into another frenzy, and the backlash only grew. The pressure on ABC intensified, forcing the network to release a carefully worded statement saying they were reviewing the situation. Everyone knew what that meant. It was corporate language for, "We're thinking about firing you." The internet erupted once again. Some fans rushed to Whoopi's defense, demanding ABC stand by her. Others called for her immediate removal, arguing that this time she had gone too far. The tension within the network was unbearable, and Whoopi found herself trapped in an impossible situation, one with no easy escape. But just as the storm seemed at its peak, Whoopi made a move no one expected. She walked into court with the same composure she carried on screen, but the weight of the moment was undeniable. The judge's words cut through the courtroom like a knife. Mocking a child on national television was unacceptable, and Whoopi would have to face the consequences. The room fell silent.
Whoopi Goldberg has decided to mock his name.
In that moment, the reality of her situation came crashing down. This wasn't just another controversy that would fade with time. This was a reckoning. Behind the scenes, ABC was in full crisis mode. Could they afford to keep Whoopi, knowing the financial risks? Would firing her alienate the View's loyal audience? The discussions were heated, and one thing became clear. This wasn't just about Whoopi anymore. This was a full-blown crisis for the entire show. If they stood by her, advertisers might flee, and boycotts could follow. If they cut her loose, it could fracture the show beyond repair. Executives were divided. Some pushed for a public apology and a carefully managed damage control strategy. Others whispered about cutting her off before the network suffered any more fallout. But Whoopi wasn't ready to back down. Sources close to her claimed she refused to issue a scripted apology, believing she was being unfairly targeted. Her team fought back, calling out what they saw as hypocrisy, arguing that other celebrities had said worse without facing the same level of outrage. Yet, outside ABC's boardrooms, the damage was spreading faster than anyone could contain. Major networks debated distancing themselves from The View altogether. Hollywood insiders questioned whether the once powerful talk show had finally become too toxic to survive. Then, the unthinkable happened. Longtime advertisers, companies that had poured millions into The View for years, started pulling out. The show was now losing money at a dangerous rate, and ABC was running out of options. Could they afford to stand by Whoopi? Or was this the moment The View had finally met its downfall? As the show spiraled deeper into chaos, the ripple effects were felt far beyond ABC. Hollywood took notice. Major studios began reassessing their ties with Whoopi. Some put upcoming projects on hold, worried her controversy would become their controversy. Others cut ties quietly, not wanting to draw attention to their decision. Even Whoopi's allies found themselves in a difficult position. Some celebrities rushed to her defense, claiming she was another victim of cancel culture. Others kept their distance, unwilling to get dragged into the storm. Social media turned into a battleground. Hashtags both supporting and condemning Whoopi trended worldwide. Online petitions flooded the internet, some demanding ABC fire her immediately, others calling on networks to defend free speech. But the biggest blow wasn't just the court of public opinion, it was the loss of corporate money. With advertisers fleeing and public scrutiny at an all-time high, ABC executives faced a grim reality. Keeping Whoopi could cost them everything. Then, just as they scrambled to find a way out, the story took another shocking turn. The case reached the court, but what happened next left everyone speechless. Whoopi Goldberg versus Elon Musk, a joke that turned into a legal nightmare. Whoopi Goldberg was rushed to the hospital, reports claiming stress had taken a toll. But was it genuine, or just a tactic to divert attention? The scandal surrounding The View had evolved into something much bigger, a full-fledged Hollywood crisis. Was this the breaking point of Whoopi's long-standing career, or was there still a way out? The controversy began as a single comment, a joke aimed at Elon Musk's child. But Musk didn't laugh. To him, it wasn't comedy. It was a personal attack on his family. Unlike previous disputes where he clapped back with a tweet, this time he took legal action. Within hours, his team had filed a lawsuit, and as they dug deeper, they uncovered something far more serious. What they found turned a celebrity feud into a potential legal nightmare. Suddenly, this wasn't just about a tasteless joke. Musk's lawyers had discovered information in Whoopi's records that could warrant criminal charges. The details weren't fully disclosed, but they were damning enough to escalate the case beyond defamation. Could Whoopi be facing prison time? The internet exploded with debates. Some called it an assault on free speech, while others argued that attacking a child should have consequences. Social media was on fire. Hashtags trended worldwide, with fans of Musk celebrating the lawsuit and Whoopi's supporters scrambling to defend her. Hollywood watched in shock. If a comedian could be legally punished for a joke, who would be next? The backlash wasn't just about Musk anymore. It was a warning to every public figure. At first, Whoopi downplayed the controversy, believing it would blow over like so many scandals before. But the internet had a different plan. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, every platform dissected her words, and the reaction was overwhelmingly brutal. Defenders claimed comedians should be free to joke about anything, but the majority weren't convinced. The outrage was swift, with many arguing that mocking a child crossed a line that even Hollywood wouldn't tolerate. Musk wasted no time. He called Whoopi's remarks disgusting, humiliating her in front of millions. This wasn't subtle, it was a declaration of war. His legal team, some of the most powerful in the world, wasn't just looking for a public apology. They wanted real consequences, financial damages, public disgrace, and possibly more. Realizing the storm wasn't dying down, Whoopi attempted damage control. The next day on The View, she backtracked, claiming she had meant no harm. She insisted she was merely confused by the child's name, not mocking him. But it was too late. Musk wasn't budging. His lawsuit was already in motion, and the case was gaining traction fast. Behind the scenes, Whoopi's team scrambled. The pressure was unbearable, and the media was relentless. Would ABC stand by her, or would they cut her loose to protect the network? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.